This is a Fox 5 News special report.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ernie Anastas in the Fox 5 Newsroom. We have some breaking news coming out of Boston today. Authorities are investigating a report of 2 explosions at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Now, there were 2 booms that were heard from the near of the finish line inside the Fairmont Copley Plaza Hotel. That's in Copley Square in Boston. Race officials locked down the hotel because of this report. The sound of the 2 booms, which sounded like thunder, had come a short time earlier. We're hearing reports now of hundreds of people that are hurt and injured. Some of the photos that we've had a chance to see are very graphic. We don't have them right now, but we want to repeat with the story that's breaking right now. As you can see on your screen, live picture, authorities are reporting, investigating a report of 2 explosions at the finish line of the Boston Marathon today. There are 2 booms that were heard from near the finish line inside the Fairmont Copley Plaza Hotel. Again, that's in Copley Square in Boston. Race officials, of course, have locked down the hotel because of the report. And we're told now that the sound of the 2 booms, which sounded like thunder, had come a short time earlier. We're looking at some of the pictures here. As we said, very graphic. We want to warn you about that. There were a lot of injuries here. We're told hundreds of injuries. You're seeing some live pictures here, what goes on. This is unbelievable because, you know, when you think about the number of people who go out to run the marathon and the people who are on the sidelines who are cheering on and providing them with whatever it happens to be, water, coffee, a tremendous number of people that are involved in these events. This is an annual thing. This is a major story that we cover every year in Boston and certainly in New York. But this is the first time we've heard of this kind of a situation. These are graphic pictures again, I tell you about it. Let's just repeat what we have so far. Details are sketchy, I have to tell you that. We're just getting this information into the newsroom as it comes to us. As you can see, a helicopter hovering over the scene right now, looking to survey the situation. Again, to repeat, authorities right now are investigating the situation of a report of 2 explosions at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. We're told now more information from the Associated Press. Bloody spectators were being carried today to the medical tent that had been set up to care for fatigued runners. Police wove through the competitors as they ran back toward that course. We have some comments here. These are quotes. "There are a lot of people down," said one man who identified himself as Frank Druther of North Carolina. He was not injured, but marathon workers were carrying one woman who did not appear to be a runner to the medical area as blood gushed from her leg. A Boston police officer was wheeled from the course with a leg injury that was bleeding. Now, about 3 hours after the winners crossed the line, again to repeat, there was a loud explosion on the north side of Boylston Street. That's near Copley Square, just before the photo bridge that marks the finish line. Another explosion could be heard a few seconds later. Again, details are sketchy. We're getting them in. You're looking at live pictures, helicopters in that area. Police authorities are investigating, trying to figure out right now what happened. We're following the breaking details as they come available to us. Again, if you're just tuning in, to repeat, 2 explosions at the finish line of the Boston Marathon have resulted in a number of injuries. Details are sketchy. We're not quite sure of the number, but we have been told by some reports that it could be as many as hundreds of people that were injured. And I'll repeat the story again. Bloody spectators were being carried today to the medical tent that was set up there, that had been set up to care for a bunch of fatigued runners, of course. That's a normal situation. Police had gone through all kinds of areas trying to backtrack what had happened. One quote from us that we did receive from the Associated Press, that there were a lot of people down, according to this eyewitness who was there, who was quoted in this article. This man was not injured, but marathon workers were carrying one woman who did not appear to be a runner to the medical area as blood gushed from her leg. I'm sure we'll have a lot of reports of the various injuries and the extent of injuries today. A Boston police officer was wheeled from that course with a leg injury that was bleeding. Now, again, to repeat the information that we have, about 3 hours after the winners crossed the line, there was a loud explosion of some sort. We don't know what it was, where it came from, on the north side of Boylston Street. That's in Copley Square, just before the photo bridge that marks the finish line. And another explosion could be heard a few seconds later. So we're following this story. As you can see, live pictures from the Boston area. This is breaking news that happened this afternoon. As soon as we received this information, I guess the decision was quick to get on the air and to tell you about this. We would like to have more to show you right now, but we're still waiting for video and some still photos to come in. If you're joining us again, as you can see on your screen, 2 explosions near the Fairmont Copley Plaza Hotel. The 2 booms were heard from the near the finish line inside the Fairmont Copley Hotel there. There's been a lockdown situation. Authorities are sealing off a number of buildings in that area and trying to find out what the source was of the problem, how many injuries there are, and the extent of this thing right now is just unknown. The sound of these 2 booms, which sounded like thunder, we're told, had come a short time earlier. So a series of explosions going on there at the Boston Marathon today. Okay, this happened at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now it's about 3:20, and I guess we're still waiting for more detailed information.